For centuries, the history of Toro was influenced by kings, princes, and the clergy. They appreciated good wine, and more importantly, they had the means to buy it. Toro is also synonymous for one of the most interesting wine-growing areas in Europe. It lies in northwestern Spain along the Duero River, a good 2.5-hour motorway drive from Madrid. The town, bearing the same name, is central to the certificate of origin, Toro Denominación de Origen. It's believed that this province belongs to one of the oldest wine-growing regions inland on the Iberian Peninsula, and that grapes were already being cultivated here in pre-Roman times. The vineyard covering the plateau almost reaches to where the town limits were during the Middle Ages and lies at an elevation of 600 to 700 meters above sea level. This is the optimal terroir for the Tempranillo grape, which in this appellation is called Tinta de Toro. Manuel Fariña, innovator and owner of the Bodegas Fariña winery, explains why.
Estos viñedos están plantados en el
These grapes were planted in an ideal terroir in order to produce premium wine. The soil is deep and contains stones of all sizes and shapes, which is ideal for the production of quality wine. The determining factor is that the stones retain the warmth from the day and radiate it out to the vines at night. This factor is crucial for the grapes during the entire ripening process. After centuries of modest prosperity, the sales of traditionally produced wines started to stumble in the 1960s. Times were changing, and along with it the style in wine as well. It was now French-inspired red wines, through their elegance, subtlety and balance, which were in demand. Young wine growers began working their way towards this ideal, wanting to use their sound knowledge of winemaking and the latest technology to bring the wine from Toro back to the tables and conversations of wine epicures. Every wine-growing district has its own magician, a personality who decidedly influences the style of wine in the region. In Toro, this is without a doubt Manuel Fariña. With much foresight, he began in the 1970s to promote the excellent characteristics of the local grape, Tinta de Toro. Wine is produced in the vineyard. Therefore, Fariña spares nothing to ensure the gathering of healthy, ripe grapes. The harvest here is still carried out by hand. That's a costly quality measure which yields a positive image and later more than pays for itself. Fariña leaves nothing to chance. His operation is committed to 100% quality. The original cellar, located outside Zamora, where in 1942 Manuel Fariña's father laid the cornerstone for an impressive family history, became too small after several decades. In 1986, the second generation moved into this modern cellar, where Manuel Fariña leads the qualitative development of the Toro wine. The architecturally interesting building in the middle of the appellation Toro, and only a few meters from the historical center of the small town bearing the same name, has continued till today to represent an important pillar in the quality production of Fariña's wine. Basically, Manuel Fariña's innovations involved two measures. One was introducing an earlier grape harvest, and the other was a temperature-controlled fermentation of the must in stainless steel tanks. What appears to us today as self-evident was a small revolution in his time. Every year, Fariña organizes a national art competition. The winning entry decorates the Vino Primero label. The picture is chosen from over 120 entries and best illustrates the essence of Vino Primero. Bernardo Fariña, who is a skilled enologist himself, together with his father, is leading their rich heritage further into the third generation and is perfecting the interpretation of a great terroir. Wine is produced in the vineyard is their philosophy. The best grapes, a modern infrastructure, as well as first-class savoir-faire have made it possible for the Fariñas to bring the characteristics of the terroir into the bottle.
Yo creo que ya está bien de madera este vino.
Quality is all that counts. Together they oversee every step and leave nothing to chance.
Bodegas Fariña somos una...
Bodegas Fariña is a family business founded in 1942.
La fundó mi
It
padre.
was my father, Salvatore Fariña, who founded the winery.
Luego he continuado yo.
Later, I took over the responsibility. Today, the second and third generations work together here in the winery.
Para Bodegas
The cellar
Fariña,
is without
la
doubt
bodega es muy
important.
importante.
Just as important, or even more important, it seems to us, are the vines and the terroir.
Los viñedos.
What Fariña captures in the bottle speaks for itself. Premium varietals which compete on the international wine stage. Some well-known internationals have come to Fariña and expressed their pleasure with a personal dedication, just as a group from Switzerland who have visibly enjoyed their visit here.